Oh my god, did I absolutely struggle with night 5 of Fnaf. You see, with nights 1, 2 and 3, I did them first go, and then night 4 took me a few attempts, but I still managed to do it relatively easily. But with night 5, oh, that took me so many attempts. It took so long that I was actually starting to get more annoyed and angry than actually scared. Why exactly? Because every attempt I had gotten to 5 AM and had died to the bloody power jump scare. Except for 2 attempts where in one of them I accidentally opened the door, which caused the doors to do that whole thing where you can't close them, and then I ended up dying to Foxy not long afterwards. Maybe Foxy will be generous and not come after me. And the other time I just got fed up. Like, Bonnie had been at my door for about an in-game hour. I'd lost so much power. There was no way I was going to get to 5 AM with the amount of power I'd left, so I just let him kill me. Now I know what you're thinking. Iron, you're just bad. And you know what? You're not wrong. But I'm going to completely blame this on Foxy and Freddy, as well as maybe Bonnie as well. But mostly Foxy and Freddy. Now if you've played FNAF, you'll know that both Foxy and Freddy require you to put your camera on them to delay them from coming at you. Now with Foxy, he's in Pirate's Cove, and you simply put your camera on him to delay him from getting out of Pirate's Cove, where he will then run down that left hallway and try and get in your office. At which point you will close the left door, and then he'll bang on it, and then he will return to Pirate's Cove, and then you repeat this step over and over again. However, they took a little step further with Foxy, because if he bangs on your door, he steals some power. Sometimes it's 1%, and sometimes it's a lot. So much so, stuff like this keeps on happening. But with Freddy, you see it's a little different. Like with Foxy, you put your camera on him and it delays him. But unlike Foxy, he moves around. You see, with Freddy, he starts on the stage, and then he moves to the cafeteria, at which point he then moves to the bathroom, and then he goes to the kitchen, then he goes to the top right corridor, and then the bottom right corridor, and then at that point he goes to your office. And each time he moves, he does a laugh that announces that he moves, so you know, you can listen out to when he's moved and when he's close to you or not. But if he gets to the bottom corner, you're kind of screwed, because if you open the cameras and you left that door open, he will come into the room and kill you. So now you can probably see where my problem came from. Who do I focus on, Foxy or Freddy? So after I uploaded my last video, a few friends reached out and gave me some advice. And they basically all said, forget about Freddy and just keep your camera on Foxy. Which is what I then proceeded to keep doing when going into this night. However, I could just not get enough power to survive to 6 AM doing this method. Because 1, that door was just constantly down, and 2, if Foxy was being generous, Bonnie was not. Right? If Foxy was being generous, Bonnie would proceed to just stay at the door for ages, and I would lose so much power. Which is why I also hate Bonnie as well. And you know what? We can hate Chica by association. So after many, and I mean many attempts, I decided, screw it, I'm gonna try this my way. Which is when I came up with this godly method that seemed to work first try. And what is it? Well, it's this. Yeah, that's it. All I did was simply just flick from Foxy to Freddy the entire night. That was my plan. You know what, I'm going to go in this one, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick from Foxy to Freddy, then back to Foxy, and close my camera as quick as possible, and that's how I'm going to try it. Not only was Foxy inactive for most of the night, he only ran out once, I think, and Freddy did not move from the cafeteria at all. I didn't even have to deal with Freddy because he was there, and not only that, was I could also tell where Chica and Bonnie was in the cafeteria, so I didn't have to waste power by checking that light. And you know what? The first time I tried to use that method, I beat it. Yes! Yes! I didn't even need to go to power! Oh my god! And even more so, I decided, you know what? Why don't I also try night 6? And I used that method, and guess what? Even though at the end I lost and ran out of power, I managed to beat night 6 first try using that method. Alright? Because I ran out of power, and not long afterwards, the clock went, and I beat night 6. Yes! Fuck yes! And then yeah, I got a bit cocky, tried to beat 50-20 mode and died immediately, but yeah, well, we're just going to ignore that part. So basically with this method is you simply keep your camera on Foxy, and then once Freddy has moved to the cafeteria, what you do is when you check on Foxy, you quickly switch the cafeteria and then back to Foxy and then put your camera down. And also while you're fixing the cafeteria, make note on whether or not Bonnie or Chica are there, and if they are there, there's no point wasting your light checking their respective door because, you know, they're not actually going to be there, they're in the cafeteria. And that is basically the best method that worked for me. So while I absolutely hate Night 5, and while it took me many attempts, I did in fact beat it, And then I first tried night 6, which was something I never thought I'd ever be able to do. But here we are. So if you're also struggling with night 5 and night 6, I encourage you to try this method or not. Up to you. This one worked for me. The whole keep a camera on Foxy and don't check on Freddy did not work for me. But whatever. But anyway, that's all I've got to say in this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't, then whatever. But if you have, please like, subscribe, comment, share this, all that nonsense, whatever. If you haven't seen my last video, I recommend checking it out or checking out some other videos. And I'll see you all in the next one.